definitely have to try. um, that song just lost me. So it's a bit controversial song. The original words are a bit controversial, but I'm glad that they changed them slightly. So that was good. Does this work? If it doesn't work, I'll just. It's not going to work. So because I need to read my notes. Let's see. Is that better? Yeah. Okay. Okay. So on the 6th of February, 1952, a friend of mine was on a trolley bus. Who knows what a trolley bus is? Oh wow. Okay. Top of the trolley bus, and he had these elastic bands, and he was at the top, flicking things at passengers at the bus stop. So, and an old man came to him and said, "Young lad, stop that. You know the king is dead." So likewise, was it Friday, the 8th of September? I was on my way into central London, and my wife called me to say the Queen had passed. And yeah, you could see in central London, everybody was somber, except for the tourists. Yeah, it was a very difficult, it is a difficult time for the nation, and I'm sure that we will come through it stronger and more open to the world. So when you think about, another thing, last week we were at the Young Adults Retreat at the Peak District, and we had a lot of time for ping pong and volleyball and things. And the young ones, they wanted to defeat me at ping pong, and they were trying to find out my secrets. I won't mention names, but they kept trying really hard. And anyway, that's a secret. On the 11th of December, we'll have a ping pong competition here to see whether they succeeded or not. Yeah, they're trying to work out my secrets. They kept trying. When you consider the lengths that God has gone through to create this ever-expanding universe of billions of galaxies, and our galaxy, the Milky Way, and our little tiny planet, Earth, just for us to be created here as his objects of, eternal objects of joy and love, then you can understand why God said when he created Adam and Eve that it was very good. So in that statement, it was very good, you can see the hope and expectation of God. Yet when we look at the world today, it's not very good. Indeed, it's very bad. That's the reality we face. Yeah? There are wars and famines in many places, and thoughts of men and women are evil, often. In the Chonsongyeon, True Father says, "Since our ancestors Adam and Eve lost the way, we have to find that way again. This is why I'm saying that it is the way of restoration is about seeking and finding, while the path of the principle is to be walked." So for me, we read this last Saturday. So I do recommend Chonsongyeon readings on Saturday morning, 5 o'clock. So if you can make it, please do come. And if you can't, come to one of the other readings, like on Thursday or on Friday for the nation. We would like to have more of our members there, so that, because every 4 weeks we share the reading, so maybe some of you, especially the young ones, I know some of you do come sometimes. So please come so that you can lead the readings. Yeah. You can be inspired by you. So when God created, he, she, saw that it was very good in her image. So turn to your neighbor and say, "Neighbor, you are in his or her perfect image." Neighbor, you are in his perfect image. Turn to your neighbor. To seek something To seek and find something implies that something was lost or was hidden. If you played hide and seek, you hide and somebody comes to look for you. So something was lost. That's why on the way of restoration, we must seek and find. So what was lost in the Garden of Eden? Who knows what was lost? We lost the Word. We lost God's ideal. We lost God's family. We lost God's love. I mean, you all know the story. Adam and Eve fell. Cain killed Abel. And the family was lost. So how brokenhearted must God have been? But she did not give up. 10 generations later, in the time of Noah, things had gotten so completely out of hand. Here in Genesis, this is a slide is out of place, but Mother says, if I can read it, I'm going to put my glasses on for this one. As you push your way through history, this is on the preface or the introduction to the Mother of Peace. As you push your way through history, describing God, you must have been like a traumatized parent who had lost his senses, his entire being in shambles. You were not a God of joy and glory. You were a heartsick parent filled with mourning and sorrow over your lost children. That perfectly describes Heavenly Parent's heart. So here's Genesis 6, 5-7. The Lord saw how great the wickedness of the human race had become on earth, and that every inclination of the thoughts of the human heart was only evil all the time. The Lord regretted that he had made human beings on the earth, and his heart was deeply troubled. So the Lord said, I will wipe from the face of the earth the human race I have created, and with them the animals, the birds, and the creatures that move along the ground, for I regret that I have made them. So I don't know if, like me, you have a problem with this. I do. God is a God of love. Yeah. So when he says he's going to wipe the face of the earth because he regrets the way things have turned out, then you think, well, would a God of love do that? Would any parent do that? However, things had got so bad that God was not looking at how it was, but how it should be and how to get to where it should be. So that should be the focus of our story here, of this story, and not the devastation that ensued from the flood. Is what God wanted to restart. He wanted to try again to accomplish his ideal. He wanted to find what was lost in that maze of confusion that had arisen at the time of Noah. And it meant doing a difficult thing. But this was in order to re-establish the path of the principle. So further in Genesis 6, 8-9, God said, but Noah found favor in the eyes of the Lord. This is the account of Noah and his family. Noah was a righteous man, blameless among the people of his time, and he walked faithfully with God. So God saw that Noah was a person with whom he could make a new start. He could try again to establish that ideal that he had intended right at the beginning. So in verse 18 of Genesis 6, God establishes a covenant with Noah. He said, bring 2 of every creature into, you know the story. Bring 2 of every creature into the ark. Actually, a couple of people maybe wrote Genesis because there's different accounts. Some, when you go further in chapter 7, it says not 2 of every creature, but 2 of every unclean creature and 7 pairs of every clean creature. So it's not a pair, but 7 pairs of clean creatures. So that's what happened, and they all came to the ark, and creation could restart again. So after the flood, there was Noah and his family, and the creatures that were saved. This was the first month of the first day of the first month of the 601st year of Noah's life, when the waters dried up. So he promptly set out to sacrifice some of these creatures that he'd saved. He sacrificed some of all the clean animals and birds. Genesis 8:20. Then Noah built an altar to the Lord, and taking some of all the clean animals and clean birds, he sacrificed burnt offerings on it. The Lord smelled the pleasing aroma and said in his heart, "Never again will I curse the ground because of humans, even though every inclination of the human heart is evil from childhood. And never again will I destroy all living creatures as I have done." Well, it's a bit illogical for Noah to then burn the animals that he'd saved, right? So we have to look at these stories not as literal accounts of God working in Noah to save the animals in order to sacrifice them, but it's a new beginning. It's God starting anew to build the kingdom of God on earth. God started again. So this pattern is repeated again and again. So Father said, if at first you don't succeed, try and try again. We see this again and again in the Bible. In Abraham's family, Abraham failed, and he had another chance to start again. And even in True Parents' life. So True Father was blessed once, twice, and the third time is when True Mother succeeded. True Mother accomplished. I think the other day we were having a discussion about True Father. True Father came to Korea. We always talk about True Father came to Korea, prepared over many generations. But do you think that God prepared only True Father? Yeah, probably many people all around the world. God was preparing to bring one person and also to bring a True Mother. It's not just, well, we know it's not just one True Mother because this is what happened in True Father's, True Parents' own lives, but also not one True Father. Jesus came as the original Messiah, right, to restore things, but we didn't receive him, and therefore True Parents had to come. In Genesis 9, 1-3, then God blessed Noah and his sons, saying to them, "Be fruitful and increase in number, and fill the earth. The fear and dread of you will fall on all the beasts of the earth, and on all the birds in the sky, on every creature that moves along the ground, and on all the fish in the sea. They are given into your hands. Everything that lives and moves about will be food for you. Just as I give you the green plants, I now give you everything." True Mother says also in the memoir about God and God's desperate heart. True Mother says, "With a desperate and urgent heart, as if searching for a needle in the midst of a sandstorm, while unable to see an inch in front of me, I will proclaim the truth of heaven's providence." So time and again we see in human history how God has persevered in the face of unimaginable difficulties to accomplish his will because of our failure to live up to his expectations. But he still continues. He still finds somebody new. He still works through another person to raise them up, to become his champions. All the prophets, saints and prophets of history. When you said, "I see the perfection of God in you," to each other, are we not like God? Are we also not like him as his children? We face many difficulties as well in our day-to-day life. We face many difficulties in our relationships, struggles even within ourselves, to unite mind and body. And sometimes it looks like, it's insurmountable. We can't really make headway. But like God, every day we make a new start, we make a new determination, and we try again, and we will find a way. We just have to keep trying. We are in the image of our Creator God, and the vast universe is there for us. We just have to every day take another step in spite of the difficulties. Yesterday we had a nice, brilliant moon. I don't know who saw it. It kept moving as I kept driving east on the M20. It was moving. Why is it moving so fast? And then I saw something like a streak. I thought, is that the Artemis rocket going up to the moon? Maybe not. Not yet, right? I don't think it made it off the ground yet. But we are such like God. We want to create. We want to explore the universe. We want to dominate. We love this universe that we have, that we've been given, and to make it even better. I mean, look at the technology that we have created. From my laptop, iPad, it's on the screen. There's a projector there, changing the signals digitally, and it's all there. And we have beautiful music coming out of the systems. Human beings created these things, out of, well, not out of nothing, not like God, but we created these things out of the elements, the minerals, the materials we have on Earth, right? And we made everything we have. We have this creative capacity like God does, and we have His indomitable spirit to keep going, to not give up. Sometimes it gets really heavy, so we need to lean on each other, right? And support each other to move to the next level. But we have that ability as God has. So please, keep trying. Sometimes it will be difficult. You can call me, not on a Thursday. I'm thinking to take a Thursday off. But call one another. You can call me anytime, actually. But call one another, support one another in all the challenges that we have in life. These challenges are for us to be able to grow. The really surprising thing I discovered this week was that we do not sweat and toil because of the fall. Because when God cast Adam and Eve out of the garden, He says, "Upon your belly you shall go to the serpent," and He says, "You will toil in the farms, and you suffer pain in childbirth and things like that." But actually, those were things that were going to happen anyway, right? He was just telling us the way it was. True Father says, we come to this earth to sweat, to learn, to become sons and daughters of God. And especially since the fall, we have to seek and find a way. So please keep one, every day, one more step. Every day, keep pressing on the upward way. Put your hand to the plow. Am I mixing up the songs? Put your hand to the plow and keep going. And we will find that God is there with us every step of the way, even though we may not always feel it. So, fighting. And I'd like to say a special thank you to our our worship team. For many years, they've been giving us incredible inspiration through their music. And we have Alicia Gardner, who's been the worship leader for this past year, and she's temporarily going off to Japan and to as an ambassador of River South community. So I'm sure people who know who we are from Alicia, you really, but we want you back. So please come back here. Or we'll come and get you. We'll send the boys round to get you. So thank you once again to the worship team. And if you do want to take part in the worship, please see any of the worship team leaders. And I see many people here are going away, right? Some of you going away? Done? Anybody going to Done this year? Why is Carmel pointing at you? Okay. So some of you are going away. So our blessings go with you. Oliver? Okay. Paolo, wow, yeah. Sophie, Sophia. Ollie. How? Oh yeah, please stand up. All those who are going to Done, please stand up. Yeah, you go with our blessings, and don't rush away today. Hang out with brothers and sisters, and because we're going to miss you, so please stay so we can give you a hug before you go. And Benny's already left to Oxford, but there's an Oxford tube which is every 15 minutes, so I expect to see him from Oxford to here. Maybe, yeah. Thank you very much. Please join me in prayer. Beloved Heavenly Parent, thank you that you could be with us and share with us today in song and in your words, true parents' words, the words of your saints throughout the ages. Thank you that we could understand a little bit more of you this week, and we want to become stronger in our faith, stronger in our ability to withstand the challenges that we face every day. We know we are never alone, we are always with us, but we sometimes don't feel you. That is not your fault, you're always there, but we must open our hearts to you. We hope we can open our hearts. It's not easy, Heavenly Parents, and it was never meant to be easy, but for some, it's more difficult than others, and at some times it's more difficult for others. So please, in our moments of need, we want to reach out to you, reach out to each other, support each other, and really bring joy to you in our overcoming. Thank you, Heavenly Parent. Please guide us through the rest of the week, and for those who are going away on programs or to study, please be with them and let your light shine through them as a witness to our true parents wherever they go. I want to report and pray this in my name, Adza, and it's Mould of the Central Blessed Family, Arju.